Let's talk about Scarlett Johansson. So, as you guys know, not that long ago, everyone was discussing online whether Margot Robbie, actress Margot Robbie, Barbie, all these famous movies, they were discussing whether Margot Robbie was mid. Of course, if you know what Margot Robbie looks like, you would know that she is objectively not mid. Here, there, I'm making the declaration right here.
Objective.
Now, guys, the discourse has found its way to another Hollywood celebrity. People are asking, this person says, Scarlett Johansson is so mid, bro. Change my mind.
She's even hotter.
I love the community. I love the community note that says this is engagement farming.
Yeah, it is. 100%.
Thank you.
And this is how Twitter ad revenue has kind of destroyed the platform in a way that you don't know what is actually real. You know what's in someone's heart anymore.
Yep.
By the way, this is the worst picture they can find of her looking super hot.
Yeah. So I did like seeing. I think Josie posted like porn has ruined your brain.
Yeah,
like, and it has for a lot of them. Like a lot of it is like kids are growing up; they're not actually meeting real women, and they've never seen what a woman looks like without an airbrushed or retouched photo or something without a filter on it. So they don't actually know what it looks like to look at a real woman. And if Scarlett Johansson is mid, then you're in for a really, really rough existence.
Seriously.
Right? If anything, what it's doing is you're setting yourself up for failure because that means that every woman that you're with is going to be likely below mid. Or if she's below mid and you rate her higher, it just proves the existence of love.
Yep.
Dude, I have a friend who's an effing dork, and he's the kind of guy that would be like, she's honestly mid. And it's like, you would throw your entire family in a volcano just for the chance to say hi to her.
I mean, that's when this stuff is happening with Margot Robbie. This happens to me a lot when people are talking about the women. They're like, oh, she's wearing too much makeup. She's ugly. Or like Megan Fox. I'm like, and if you saw her at a bar, you'd attempt to have sex with her. Yes, you would. And don't tell me differently. You're lying.
Now, there's something to be said for tastes. There's something to be said I can look at, I can respect somebody who looks at Margot Robbie and says, like, that's not my type. And it's like, what's your type? And you're like, oh, Christina Ricci's my type. You know what I mean? Like, I understand. I mean, like, I don't go for this type. Or like, they like something completely different. Like, I have a very good friend back home who only like is like really into Asian women below a certain height and above a certain weight range. Like, that's his thing.
Interesting.
That's what he is into. And so anything outside of that.
But would he be able to look outside his preferences to decide whether Margot Robbie or Scarlett Johansson are effectively mid?
He would be able to say that the world doesn't think they're mid, but to him, he would be like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, he just had, like, he is locked into this.
That's pretty specific.
It is.
That's pretty specific.
It makes me think that there was some sort of trauma, but you know,
could be.
Like,
I think I'm the ultimate gauge for understanding and comprehending beauty, and she is a smoke show.
I also look at stuff like this. It's like the ultimate form. If it's not engagement farming, it's like the ultimate form of bravado.
well, it's also the ultimate form of like denying your closeted nature. Like,
How so?
If your existence is to be like, I'm not gay, I just have really high standards. Like, I mean, like,
Well, like, okay, so if I saw somebody in the chat say, if Margot Robbie is mid, then what the hell is, like, what's a not mid person? What's an above mid person?
well, if you set the standard to be nothing, then like my point remains.
By the way, Brett, I don't know if you saw this, but the discourse is beginning on Twitter that Sydney Sweeney's mid. I mean, where do we go next?
It's all.
When does this tomfoolery end?
Well, okay, so how about we change the discourse? Make it about who isn't mid rather than who is. But that doesn't matter because if you post
because negativity sells.
Then that's really the crux of most of this. Is that at the end of the day, negative stories.
Celebrating things does not sell.
No, it does not.
Unless you're a
look
fan
at any
and it's
movie
super
review.
cringe. I will say, like when people are like, let's just all for a moment recognize how beautiful Scarlett Johansson is. I hate that just as much. Like I do.
I don't.
Inherently, I hate the celebrity worship as much as I hate.
Oh yeah, I hate that. Yeah, sure.
The any movie review that we do that does that's about a movie that sucks does a hell of a lot better than any movie review that goes on about things that we like. I just the way it is.
Yep.
People are just that way.
Yep.
Right. And I think a lot of it is just only seeing women digitally.
Yep.
Like if you're not actually seeing someone in the real world, like we're not actually aware of just how much damage like a whole world viewed through the lens of Photoshop and filters is actually doing to us.
Completely AI models.
Yep.
Like I was not aware that was a thing until recently, and I was like, why?
But
There's like, oh yeah, $20 super chat here from Francisco Sanchez Jr. says, the day after Transformers Day of Visibility, I just want to acknowledge the groovy sound wave. Radio Raheem approves of this.
I hope that's Michael Bay's next movie, Transformers Day of Visibility.
I would go watch that. I would go watch it with Megan Fox, who is not mid.
No,
who is not. Though I did.
I will
see,
say she looks a lot less good than she used to.
yeah.
Personal point of personal preference to everyone. She's also older.
Yeah, but they're like it's this.
It's the buckle fat removal. Yeah. A lot of people hate the buckle fat removal.
Transformers 1, Megan Fox was a thing to behold.
Yep. And there's likely people online who are going to Engagement Farm right now calling Transformers Megan Fox mid.
I will fight you.
And then they'll bring up the very valid argument about
I am
her hands.
unwavering. In the early days of this podcast, me and Brett had quite the fights about darling, beautiful Brie Larson, who is seemingly unlikable but still beautiful.
I would agree.
I do agree that she has
Good-looking person.
she has since changed her. She's like got really into physical fitness and is in really, really good shape, and she's beautiful. She's beautiful.
At no point has she been unattractive.
But Scarlett Johansson was like one of those actual Hollywood bastions of sex appeal at a time when they were starting to inch away from that and get away from that.
She never let it go.
No, she didn't. She's also talented, which is why it's even funnier that she will kind of always have that discourse around her about her looks, given the fact that she can actually act, and her acting doesn't get brought up very often. It just doesn't. I rewatched.
She's typecasted as hell. Like she's always like the romantic desire for X, Y, or Z.
I rewatched Civil War.
Or like an ass kicker.
I rewatched Winter Soldier over the weekend, and she's fantastic in that movie.
I think that movie's fantastic.
It is.
It's the best one.
Yeah.
Chat, what say you? Is Captain America Civil War or Captain America the Winter Soldier the best of the Marvel MCU?
I would argue
I believe that
Civil
Winter
War
Soldier
is crap.
Winter Soldier is the best of the MCU by far. Yeah.
That and the first Iron Man.
Yep.
How do you fix this discourse? I don't think you can fix it. I think you have to get
Like the
offline.
blank is mid discourse. You won't.
Yeah.
You won't. I mean, like
Engagement
this
farm.
You
is
laugh at them. You laugh at the people who say these things.
this
No,
is
you
like
ignore 'em.
Because
if you laugh at the
social
engagement.
media, this was like what like dudes would sit around and be like, "Oh, this person sucks. Oh no, this person's like this is not new." It's just that now people are getting paid.
Yeah, the way a man.
Yeah, like now, like you're getting paid to piss the most people. Like, we all had a friend that would say, like you said, that one who would say the thing that you're, and everybody in the room would be like, "Oh, dude, whatever," but nobody was paying them to believe that or to not believe it.
That's crazy too, because I can't. I say pretty often. I think my biggest fear in life is being misunderstood.
Yeah.
And I can't just say something that I don't mean because it's financially beneficial. I wouldn't be able to do that. That's actually hell
I could say it.
to me. I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't.
Your
be able
word
to
is
do
your
that.
bond, Dane Font.
I don't know. I think Nancy Pelosi makes great points.
Okay, so did you see her thing about Cesar Chavez Day?
Yeah,
Nancy
dude.
Pelosi?
What a
No.
delight of a woman.
No, what'd she say?
She just on Easter she says it's Cesar Chavez Day. It's actually amazing how much they hate.
There's in Chicago, right next to my old apartment, there is a mural on the side of a building that's Cesar Chavez on a cross,
Cool.
like being like stabbed with a big spear.
Dope.
It says something about like the working class. I don't know. I was like, oh my god.
And also the guy who said that she's made is selling a book on how to pick up women. So
Oh yeah, and I bet he can get hard chicks than Scarlett Johansson.
yeah,
This internet dweeb.
yeah.
And they're probably way more interesting too.
I guess okay, no, never mind. Okay, it's not necessarily how to pick up women. It says everything I wish I knew when I was 18. Advice for young men to create a great life for themselves. There you go. So
He can't even discern beauty.
the real,
Like, how does he get the
real
advice?
question is what is Jordan Peterson's take on whether Scarlett Johansson is mid or not? That's what I need to know.
She's hot, like my daughter.
That's exactly what he'd say.
She's hot.
Somebody says Cesar Chavez Day is only a thing in California. Actually, Jimmy, I lived where I lived in West St. Paul was like right down off Cesar Chavez Road, and it was like a parade every.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, well, the more you know.
Okay, so then if you Brie Larson, Margot Robbie, or Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson, without a doubt.
Brie Larson,
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, Oh, we can throw Megan Fox in there because it's still going to be
Oh, well,
Scarlett Johansson.
Transformers
Yeah.
1 Megan Fox then.
Scarlett Johansson.
That's fair enough. All right. I think that at the end of the day, a little bit more time off the internet would do everyone a little bit more good. That's kind of like the theme of today's episode. Just take a little bit more time off the internet and perhaps let these things out. Or pay attention to who is engagement farming.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.